Don't be asking for a potty break at your green card interview. Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer, practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. Well, here's a video I never thought before that I was going to have to shoot, but crazy things happen at USCIS, and I want to share this important information with you because I don't want you to make the mistake that this couple made at their green card interview based on marriage at the Chicago field office of USCIS. So many of you know I have the Immigration Answer Show live, and I get calls from people all around the country, and we get to talk about their immigration case, and sometimes silly things come up. And this one's not so silly when you think about it, but this is a marriage-based green card case where a U.S. citizen was married to a foreign national, a man from Nigeria, and he came on the show to tell me about what happened at the green card interview that he and his wife attended. After about 25 minutes, his wife, the U.S. citizen, said that she had to go to the bathroom and was wondering if she could go on a break. The officer thought for a minute. I think the officer was a little bit upset and said, yes, you can go, but if you go, you have to understand that the interview is going to continue. Those are the key words. The interview is going to continue. I will be questioning your husband while you are in the bathroom, and then I'm going to have you wait in the waiting room. I'll come back and get you when we're ready for you. So she went ahead and went to the bathroom, and she ended up staying out in the waiting room for another hour and a half while the officer questioned the non-citizen about the state of the marriage. In other words, this spouse invited a Stokes interview. A Stokes interview is something you generally don't want to have at USCIS. A Stokes interview is when they separate the couple and they ask you what we call a lot of gotcha questions, questions designed to figure out if your marriage is real or not. Now, my wife and I have been married for 24 years now, and we don't know every single fact about each other, or I certainly don't remember what color the floor is in the bathroom of each room in the house. But these are the kinds of questions that you get at a Stokes interview. And by going to the bathroom, she invited a Stokes interview to her husband and then to her. So the way it went down is the officer spent, like I said, an hour and a half asking him lots of questions, detailed questions about the marriage, about the living situation, about the house, about everything related to the couple. And then the officer went ahead and asked the spouse to come back in. She had the Nigerian fellow sit there and listen as the officer asked more questions to the wife, those same questions to the wife, to see if the answers matched. Now, the officer might have been thinking of doing a Stokes interview all along, but I think there are certainly some cases where by asking to go to the bathroom, by asking to step outside, if you asked outside to take a phone call, to send a text, to talk to your lawyer, these are all things that can cause an officer to maybe go on the offensive and really try to nail down your case, really try to make it look like you are lying and that your marriage isn't real. So with the most sincerity and support that I can give, I want to encourage you to make sure that you go to the bathroom right before you turn in your interview notice. So at most field offices, including the Chicago field office, when you get there, there's a check-in process. The process itself changes at different places, but I guess I have to institute a new rule, and the new rule is that if you're going to go to a green card interview, before you turn in your interview notice, make sure you go to the bathroom. I, as a lawyer, always follow that rule, and now I'm going to have to ask my clients to do the same. Never thought I would have to, but here we are, because we want to put you in the best position to get your case approved. We want to make sure that you do everything you can to not invite a Stokes interview. Of course, there's lots of other good ways to avoid a Stokes interview by giving them overwhelming evidence, by being consistent in your answers. All those kinds of things are ways that you can make your case stronger. But now we have to add to the list, don't ask to go to the bathroom in the middle of a question, in the middle of the interview. That sends off signals to the officer that maybe something's up. Maybe this person's being a little bit shifty, and that might make them want to do more inquiry, not less. So you heard it here first. No potty breaks during your marriage-based green card interview. Hope this helps. Listen, if you're going through the green card process and you want to hire us to be your lawyers, to represent you from start to finish, or even to take over your case halfway through because you're starting to feel like you're in over your head, feel free to give us a call at 314-961-8200. You can email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Be sure to join us in our Facebook group. It's called Immigrant Home. We'd love to have you in there. We are talking to thousands of immigrants all the time on Facebook, and they talk to each other about processing times at their service centers or at their embassies. So lots of good information in there. And then, of course, we have our YouTube channel with hundreds, almost thousands of YouTube videos, and we have all kinds of answers to your questions. And speaking of answers, I want to invite you to come on the Immigration Answer Show, ask me whatever questions you want, or to just come along and watch and see all the fun. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.